Welcome to the channel. I hope all of you are doing well. Yesterday was a great day for me. I had a little visit. I went to Retrocon 2025. I've never been there before, and it's at a new location. It's basically in Hayes, which is basically West London, very near Cranford, where I grew up. I actually mentioned in some of my videos when I've done the new Rally X videos that I first played this in the Concord Centre in Cranford, which was a British Airways membership club for family, children, anybody associated with British Airways. And my parents worked for British Airways, or at least my mother and stepfather did, back in the day. So I had access there. So yeah, went back to the old haunts, and holy hell, what a great little show it was. I was very pressed for time. I found out about this on the Discord. A man in his techno shed, a great musician that does music for a lot of great games they do on the Spectrum Next. He posted, said, "Is anybody going there?" And I thought, well, yeah, let's buy a ticket. I bought a ticket. I didn't know if I could make it. I could only make it for an hour and a half. And boy, oh boy, am I glad that I went there. I will be going back next year to spend longer, but holy hell, it was absolutely worth my time. So a very small hall that you've got, community hall there, and by small, you know, it was this big square, for want of a better word, but they had packed quite a lot in there. There was 3 stalls that was of big interest to me. The first one was a man in his techno shed. You know, I've done one of their games, a couple of their games on the channel before, and it was brilliant to go there and see what they had for sale. And I had 2 pickups. I picked up this, the Hollow Earth Hypothesis. I've not heard of this before, and this was on the Spectrum Next. Very pleased to get that. It's always good to get games you've not heard of, and I've picked up something that looks really good. This is The Next War on the Spectrum Next. They were selling games from Wasp here. These are the people who did Well the Exploding Fist. I've bought their games before as well, a man in his techno shed. So, you know, I've bought them before, so, you know, I'm happy with previous purchases. But to see them there was, yeah, I've got to give those a go. I have got to buy them. I asked them, I said, they gave me no spoilers apart from they have a collection of games in the works, so I'm quite excited to see what they are. I spoke to one of the play testers there as well, and you know, he's testing some of these games. You know, no idea what they are, but based on the previous quality, you know what, I think we're probably in for a bit of a treat. When you walk around there, you know, there's a lot of machines to play. Holy hell, there was a lot of machines to play. It was spaced out really well. It was a big square in this community hall when you go in, but the spacing was done really good with all the machines around the outside. They had a little place where you could get some food and eat in a very small designated area, I've got to say. But it was a lovely day. You could sit outside and eat if you wanted to as well. But lots of machines that you could physically touch, physically use. So to go and look at the old machines, it was worth your time. It was worth your time for that. You know, if it wasn't for the pickups like, you know, I've just shown you here, if it wasn't for them. But other things that I saw as well is as you go in, they had something that I thought, hang on a minute, I think I want this. And they had a Spectrum game, Retrocon, Ghostly Capers. You know, this is a show pickup there. Yeah, it's got Retrocon at the top. And this one is a blue version of it. But I also picked up another version they had, which is basically a green version here. So Retrocon, Ghostly Capers. You know, I had to pick them up as a collector of Sinclair Spectrum games. You know, this is by Microchop, so you know, Microchop's logo is on the bottom. That's by Lead Shops. You know, he's done some great games in the past. He really has. We done one on the channel. You know, he did Retro Robin. So you know, he's a great coder. So yeah, good to see that. Very pleased to see that. And I also saw one of the legends of Amiga gaming, and his name is Stu Cambridge. This is a flyer for a game that him and Tony Warner are working on at the moment, and I spent quite a lot of time talking to Stu, and they got this game coming out, URB X Warriors, and you know what? This video title card that you can see on the screen right now is a video that's going to be going live a little bit later today. That is a demo of the game. I wasn't going to do a video of that. I was just going to simply back that, but holy hell, the passion that Stu has for this game when he spoke about it so eloquently, and all the work that goes into this, it needs a video. And if that video only gets them one more backer, then for me it's time honestly worth spent. But this is a game based on the video that I've done that, you know, I'm very excited for. It was a great game. It's a brilliant game, and I backed the deluxe box edition. You know, I did want to back the joystick edition as well, where the two main characters, they've got these custom joysticks for, but for reasons I will go into in a moment, I can't. But it was going to cost so much money to do. I thought, no, I can't do that. But I would have dearly loved the Romana joystick they've got there, but I really can't afford it. So I need to pause on that and buy what I need to buy. But yeah, I've done the video for that. There was a lot of fun doing that video. It's a great game to have when it comes out, at least. And I believe it's coming out on the PC version as well. So they're doing multiple versions of that. So yeah, well worth your time, your money. Go and have a look at the Kickstarter, and you can download the demo as well. I actually used a real Spectrum Next to play it on that particular video. But what else was going on there? Well, I've got to call out Monster joysticks. This is why I can't afford the joystick for that game, because I'm going to buy not one but two joysticks from Monster Joysticks. He had these joysticks there, and there was some confusion. I'm sure I've seen him somewhere else before, but maybe I'm confused. So I said, was it on Kickstarter? He says no, he hasn't done a Kickstarter, but this man creates the most beautiful joysticks that you can want to imagine. I haven't really got any videos of playing it, but I played a game, Cotton. I played one of the Cotton games on it, and I used this joystick that he's created, and it has real arcade parts. It is silky smooth, and I reckon I could destroy my high score on New Rally X with that joystick. And it was absolutely beautiful to use. It really was. I was talking to him about it, and beforehand, that I did want one of these joysticks. I'd say there was some confusion on my side. There really was. Maybe I've got him confused with the wires crossed with somebody else. But upon using the product that he had there at Monster Joysticks, I use this controller here. I use this controller here for the Mr. FBJ. You know what? I think I'm just going to have a wired version of his joysticks to USB, plug it into my C64X powered player, my Ironclad DX system board. It was that good, and I really mean that good. And it was so quiet. It was so quiet to use as well. It was an absolute pleasure. It really was. But Retrocon 2025, this is a show that's now on my radar. I will be visiting next year. I want to spend more time there next year. They had a whole load of talks going on. You could win a Spectrum Next, a white Spectrum Next that you could win, which they had for a raffle if you'd been there longer. Guest speakers. It lasted the whole day. And what they had done with that room, how they had it laid out, and I hope the video that I've got showing you, it doesn't look like there's that much there, but if you want to go and just play old systems, oh holy hell, there is more than enough there. The schedule they had lined up for talkers as well, which unfortunately I had to go because I really had no time to be there at the best of time. But yeah, it was worth my time. I will be back next year. So I hope you've enjoyed this little preview, this little show and tell for, the free games I got. 4 if you count one's double, because in a different colour cassette there. But yeah, as a Spectrum collector, to see that there and not even know they had what I think is probably an exclusive game, that was absolutely brilliant. All of you take care. All of you look after yourselves. And I'll see you in the next video, which is going to be this game here. And you can back it right now if you like what you see on Kickstarter. The link will be in the video description for this particular game. See you soon. Goodbye.
Gentlemen, P is for Pixel, C is for Club. At the Gentleman's Pixel Club, we play old school games, no need to rule. With sunglasses on, we dive into retro fun. Masters of nostalgia, our joy never gets undone. G is for Gentlemen, P is for Pixel, C is for Club. The GPC brings us together every single video. Subscribe now and join the club, let's have some fun. Gentlemen of gaming, ladies, welcome to Pixelated Fun. Remember when we had Commodore and Atari too? Those were the days, we loved them like a brother and you. From Pac-Man to Space Invaders, we played all night long. Gentleman's Pixel Club reminds us of those times when life was just right. G is for Gentleman, P is for Pixel, C is for Club. The GPC brings us together every single video. Subscribe now and join the club, let's have some fun. Gentlemen of gaming and the ladies too, retro fun never done. For the years, the games may change, but the spirit stays the same. Gentlemen's Pixel Club is where we gather our hearts in the game. Sunglasses on, we're ready to play. Gentlemen's Pixel Club, the ultimate gaming channel, always in play. G is the gentleman, he is the pixel. C is the club, the GPC brings us together every single video. So start now and join the club, let's have some fun. And women and children of gaming, joystick fun and never done. G is the gentleman, T is the pixel, C is the club, the GPC brings us together every single video. Subscribe now and join the club, right, and have some fun. Gentlemen of gaming, pixelated fun never done.